So hello everybody, and welcome to a brand new video. Now today we're going to be talking about possibly be one of the most narcissistic people I might have ever seen.
Greetings, today we're gonna admire how glorious and magnificent I am.
The Golden One, a Swedish bodybuilder and an absolute legend that has come into my radar recently.
I want to be as strong as possible. I want to be able to sink a battleship with this fist and this fist.
Now he caught my attention for a lot of reasons, mainly for his, in his own words, glorious muscles. And has even more glorious narcissism that melts through his videos like Jeffree Star when exposed to direct sunlight.
I want to look as aesthetically pleasing as possible. I want people to just stare at me, admire me, and see how epic I look.
He's also began to give off some quite enticing vibes when I finally stopped looking at his muscles and noticed that this creature can also apparently talk.
I don't trust men who don't train, because it's just a chance I'm not willing to take.
To put it simple, I basically saw this guy and I simply couldn't stop myself from digging a little deeper into what he has to say and making a video on him. It was kind of just too much for me. So without further ado, sit back and get ready for the absolute epiphany of whatever this guy is. That is this guy. Now, as I've hinted before, hinted as in I've literally fucking said it, the Golden One is a bit of a narcissist.
See, I'm a really nice guy. I genuinely am.
I mean, it takes like one look at his channel description.
This is a channel dedicated to how glorious and magnificent I am.
I mean, let's not judge him too fast, right? I mean, surely that's gotta be some kind of a self-aware joke. Let's have a look at some of his content. Oh my fucking god. Now, one thing I need to note is that there is nothing wrong with having a healthy self-esteem. I wish I had one as much as the next anxious 15-year-old, but I feel like there's a difference between having a healthy self-esteem and this. And it's not like this is a part of a video. It keeps going for like 5 minutes. And it's not like it's even a one-time thing. It keeps going. And going.
We're gonna shake it.
And going. He's been uploading videos like these for like 7 years at this point. It's almost commendable.
So anyway, enough about me talking about how good I am.
And it's not like he's not allowed to. You can obviously upload whatever you want, but it's like, who do you think you're serving here? I struggle to understand why anyone would watch this. The birth of a glorious leader. Glad he grew his hair out longer. Now if you would only keep a beard.
Rise, great Golden One. Rise, great wise warriors.
Have lots of beautiful white babies. No, we're not going to talk about his fan base. It's certainly not yet. But it does appear that he has amassed some kind of a following that clearly enjoys his content. Now, why would they enjoy it?
I don't know. I don't know.
But if it inspires them or whatever, that's cool. And if that was my only critique, we both know that this video wouldn't most likely exist. But another problem that comes with having a massive fucking ego is that you might often begin to feel like you might just be better than others. You might begin to get a little judgmental. Isn't that like the exact definition of having an ego? Now, the Golden One doesn't just judge, but he also does appear to believe that he is some kind of a pillar of wisdom. Quite literally.
Not only am I glorious and magnificent, I am wise beyond measures.
And he lets people take what he likes to call the glorious pill.
Greetings, valiant sons of Alexander. Today I want to elaborate on what the glorious pill is.
It is essentially his fucking path of wisdom or something. Basically, his advice that you have to follow to take the glorious pill.
Now, the glorious pill basically is enlightenment in addition to actions.
Now, first thing you need to do if you want to take this pill is reject pornography in all of its forms.
You should cut out porn and realize that it is a weapon targeted against you.
His claims about pornography vary from video to video, from claims such as it weakens the man.
You have to realize that porn is more or less a weapon targeted at your masculinity.
Which is a completely unsubstantiated claim. There are people on both sides, so unless you have something new to add into the conversation, there is no reason for me to even watch this video. Through him literally midway inventing the term metaphysical cuckoldry.
Do you want to be a cock? That is the question you have to ask yourself every time you have the urge to fap to porn. Do you want to metaphysically cock yourself by watching another man do something that you want?
To him literally claiming that porn is bad because it was told to him by his fucking teddy bear.
Eddie, is it extremely horrendously gay to watch porn? Yes.
Also, can we just stop a second for this question? I know that he most likely doesn't mean calling watching porn gay literally, but still. I am so gay that I watch men and women fuck on screen as a bit of an awesome sentence.
Greetings. Today I want to yet again elaborate on the woman question.
He also has some advice about women. It's sort of all over the place.
Before I begin, I would like to point out that I'm in no way, shape or form any sort of pickup artist. If I were in a nightclub, I'd probably be like, oh, this is tedious and boring, I want to go home and play Skyrim. What I am, however, is a proper gentleman.
You can't be fucking serious with this shit.
A woman is out for a high status man, a dominant, protective and leading man. Dominant, alpha, high status, leading, protective. A woman is out for a high status man. And also you have to be leading and dominant.
Oh, so women like confident men who take care of them in just about every aspect. Where have I heard that before?
Confident, 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 confident.
I swear, this is like some kind of girl they find from another universe. Now, instead of being godly, you can be an alpha male. It's pretty much the same, just with slightly different criteria that isn't actually supported by anything. This time, not even by a 2,000-year-old irrelevant book.
And also you have to be leading and dominant.
And obviously, last but not least, he loves to give advice on working out. And now we finally get to talk about the best shit. Now, I would like to say that when it comes to him giving advice on working out, I would actually have to commend him. I mean, whatever he does when he works out clearly works, mostly proven by him looking like a fucking inflatable monster, but still. I mean, even if some of it was incorrect, I don't really have the qualification street view on any of it, so let's just say it's correct for the sake of my point. Also, another thing I feel like I should say is that with this video, I don't want to in the slightest downplay the benefits of working out. However, I would like to talk about how the Golden One himself sometimes downplays this aspect of working out himself.
I want to be as strong as possible. I want to be able to sink a battleship with this fist and this fist.
I mean, let's just watch some clips of him explaining why he is in the gym. And more importantly, why you should be in the gym too.
I want to look as aesthetically pleasing as possible. I want people to just stare at me, admire me, and see how epic I look. You're not in the gym to appease the ladies, fuck the ladies. You are in the gym to get this juicy, jacked, brutal fucking hench, pale orc, elven, Spartan warrior as he can be.
Okay, so reasons to be in the gym. To look good. To be admired. I find it more than a little strange that he lists these reasons over something like it's good for your health. I mean, he says that as well, of course, but why is looking epic? I can't believe I have to use that word. The main thing you care about. You know there are people out there who don't even want that type of attention, and they're not like a rare group. And another thing I would like to mention before we move on is that he seems to hold working out at a colossally high standard. I mean, a couple of months ago, he's uploaded this video responding to some of his critics. Now, he starts the video off very sloppily by addressing that he hasn't even watched the video he's responding to.
I didn't spend the 45 minutes watching the video because I have been quite preoccupied with other endeavors, but I thought to respond nonetheless.
This is some of the best logic I might have ever heard. To think that you can respond to somebody without even knowing what they've said is sort of automatically genius.
I was not surprised to see that this is a guy coming from a position of physical inferiority, and I don't know what it is with all these guys who come from a position of physical inferiority. They always have the need to try to assert themselves against people like me. I don't know what kind of psychology goes behind it, but I suppose it's sort of the same thing with dogs, that the smaller dogs, they always have the need to bark the most, bark the loudest.
Yeah, the weaker dogs have a tendency to bark at the stronger ones. That is some of the weirdest comparisons I've ever heard in an argument. And also, how is your physical strength in any way related to your political beliefs? And speaking of political beliefs, is the Golden One a racist? Is a question that is posed by a bunch of people, and also has been answered by the exact same bunch of people.
You're a goddamn fascist.
Most other people like ContraPoints and H-Bomber Guy. Now I can already feel some of the Golden Ones fans getting ready to go off at me in the comments that I'm only making this video because they made it, and I'm a fan, and I'm an even weaker dog. But that's not the case at all, actually. I only found out about these people after I was researching the Golden One for a while.
Hitler's battle was against international Jewry, international finance. That is what that was about. It was not some sort of ethnic hatred.
However, these videos did bring something to my attention, and that is quite a lot of racist comments he said in the past.
Now, a lot of mere mortals with a pleb tier understanding of the world say like, oh, Hitler hated Jews. No, he actually didn't.
And I am saying in the past because all the videos they have talked about don't cease to exist anymore. However, what still exists to this day are his quite strong nationalist worldviews, which I'll most likely never get. Especially the part where he says that nationalism is about love. That's really confusing to me.
Nationalism is about loving your own.
I'm very confused on what loving your country actually means. Like, do you love your people? Probably not. Like, half of them you just call degenerate dogs or something.
So if you don't have any sort of loyalty to your own, then you're probably not a very good person to begin with.
But anyways, enough of that. Is he racist? Let's just answer that question and move on, I suppose. Well, I would say yes. Now, it's not a hard yes, but I mean, some of the videos where he talks about Jews are still up. Certainly this one is.
Mark Lobliner may have his faults, but is not part of the New World Order Internationale clique.
I mean, when it comes to his Is the Golden One Racist video, a video where he the lecturer tries to deny that he's racist, I would have to give him quite a lot of doubt to not call him a racist. This is probably the most times I've used the word racist in a sentence.
If someone asks, is the Golden One racist, when it comes to the genetic, like the biological component of the world, as it were, this is not up to me to decide. Reality looks the way it looks, and if I'm gonna be intellectually honest, especially when it comes to gym training, yes, the genetic component is large. Doesn't matter if you are the purest white, the oldest aristocratic lineage in Europe. If you're a degenerate, that doesn't matter. There are subhumans of all races, to quote Joseph Goebbels.
I mean, his wording in that video is some of the strangest I've ever seen, but let's ignore that. Let's give him more doubt, because with warping racial beliefs such as these, his judgmental nature and strange beliefs on a lot of things, not just race, he has attracted a surprisingly vast fan base. And at the end of the day, if it's just one guy having racial beliefs, who cares, right? But I would like to take a look at how does his fan base think, and what does he influence them like? Because the guy loves to repeat again and again and again that he's trying to be a good influence.
I do believe that I am in a position that I can act as a role model for others, primarily younger guys.
So let's see what the people he influences are like. Now, one thing I need to address before we get into this is that the Golden One likes to detach himself from his commenters.
I've said this before, if you have a channel of your own, do look out for people who come onto your channel and write really extreme stuff from behind their anonymous accounts. Ban them directly, because the only thing they're doing is that they're giving the journalists ammunition to use against you.
For him, the extremist commenters are just trolls trying to give the media something to use against him. But if you just look at his comment sections, you can see that these claims are quite broken. I mean, some of the comments, probably most of them actually, that I want to talk about right now, have quite a lot of likes and quite a lot of support. So that merely leaves me with two options. One of them being that there are actual trolls making hundreds and hundreds of other accounts trying to support these comments, to intentionally make him look bad, or his fanbase does in fact support these beliefs. I'll leave it up to you which one of those is more likely to you. It's okay to be white. Yeah, I'm not sure who told you otherwise, but okay. Stop it with the shit saying. This saying shows weakness. The white race, or Europeans, are the most advanced, most caring, and unique people that have ever graced this planet. We do not have to tell anyone we are just okay. We are the pinnacle of all races, and they know it. Alright, firstly, being European isn't a race. Secondly, yeah, I think it's safe for me to pin that down as racist. I think that's fair. Now, for the next comment, we have a whole Macbeth play here, so I'm not going to read that out in its entirety. You can read it if you want. I personally believe that selflessness is the most important quality of a white European man. And once again, I have to ask, why is this a race thing? Like, why would there be another quality in another race? Also, cool username, by the way. Fuck off, Christ tag. Again, what is that username? And for the ending of this quick comment journey, I would like to take a look at my personal favorite of all these comments. This one with over 100 likes, I believe. National Geographic believes in evolution and differences between all species and subspecies, except for humans. A polar bear and a brown bear can't live together. They would fight to the death. So why should Swedes and Somalis? What is that statement? Humans are just like bears, of course. No way that these racial barriers can be overcome. Listen, even the bears did it at this point. I think if a bear is able to stop being racist sooner than you, that certainly says a lot. Now, before we move on, I would like to say that I'm not in no way trying to pin down all of the Golden One's comments and all of his fans as racist. Obviously, I cannot do that. Some of them are there for the workout, some of them are there for the muscle flexing. I don't know why they're there, but they're there, and I don't think most of them, or I don't think at least some of them, are racist. However, I think it's safe to say that we can see a pattern here of just racial comments, people with very warped racial beliefs, sort of accumulating in these comment sections. And I think that is a safe point for me to say. For the conclusion of this video, I'd like to say that I don't really have any grand conclusions for today, any amazing revelations about our society. Not that I've ever had any, but today's not an exception. The basic moral of the story is basically just don't judge a book by its cover, contrary to what this title of the Golden One will literally tell you to do. Now, I feel like this is a message that most people know. I could obviously go on, give you a lot of examples on why you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but if I were to list off those examples, the Golden One certainly wouldn't be one of them. Because if you look at him very surface level, you notice that he is a surprisingly anti-porn bodybuilder, considering his whole channel consists of basically him showing off his muscles. But if you look a little closer, you might also find out that he is a borderline fascist. Wait, sorry. Wrong outro.